A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Hi everyone, welcome back to A+ English. I'm Pat.
I'm Elsie.
And we're on day 2 of Monica and David's trip to Geelong. We're going to warm up with today by talking about something they'll see later on. What are your favorite foods at a night market?
Oh, I love foods at the night market. My favorite ones. Have you heard of 盐酥鸡?
Yes, I have. It's like some kind of chicken, obviously.
Right.
What kind?
What kind?
Yeah.
What's the kind?
Some kind of chicken.
Yeah.
All right.
Some kind of fried chicken.
Oh, it's a fried chicken.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can only get in the night markets.
Right. It depends which night market you go to as to kind of what is special there, right?
Right, but they kind of have the same kind of food.
A lot of the time, yeah. I do like a nice 葱油饼.
葱油饼.
Yeah, I do like 花生酱冰淇淋.
Oh, okay.
The little peanut ice cream wraps with the Shanghai in, they're really good. I like yuto chou, like the taro, deep fried taro ball.
Yuto chou, QQ chou.
Yeah, with the
I like that
taro
one
in,
too.
that's usually pretty good.
那猪血糕呢?
Not often. Every now and then.
Have you tried that before?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I can take it in small amounts. But yeah, anything like that.
臭豆腐, sorry.
Yes, also good. But then suppose you were going to like Laohe in Taipei, you'd want to get those hu jiao bing right at the front, right?
Right.
But they're not always in other night markets.
True.
Or they're not as good. So it does depend where you go. But what are Monica and David going to see today? Let's find out in part 2 of our article.
Discover Taiwan.
Monica and David's trip to Geelong. Warm-up question. What are your favorite foods at a night market?
Monica and David leave the theater.
We can walk to Wangyou Valley.
Let's take a taxi, okay?
They catch a taxi.
Where can I take you?
Wangyou Valley, please.
There are some great views of the ocean there. You will have fun hiking, but it's windy.
How long does it take to hike?
About an hour.
At the valley, they look at the ocean, mountain, and fishing boats. They get in another taxi.
Excuse me, where can we get some great food?
Try the sausage and ooze crab soup at Miaoko Night Market.
Let's stop there before we go back to Taipei.
How long does it take to hike? How long is the hike? How much time will we spend hiking? Let's stop there before we go back to Taipei. Let's stop there first, then we can go back to Taipei. We can go there before we return to Taipei.
Word power. Catch. Catch. Catch, caught, caught. I need to leave the house soon to catch the plane on time. I need to leave the house soon to catch the plane on time. Hike. Hike. Last weekend, I went hiking in Alishan and enjoyed nature. Last weekend, I went hiking in Alishan and enjoyed nature. Windy. Windy. Make sure to wear a warm coat outside in the windy weather. Make sure to wear a warm coat outside in the windy weather. Mountain, mountain. In winter, you can see snow on the tops of the mountains. In winter, you can see snow on the tops of the mountains.
认识字汇
View, view.
Sausage, sausage.
So you might remember yesterday, Monica and David were in the Ocean Science, the Marine Science Museum. They went to see an IMAX movie, and we see that Monica and David leave the theater.
OK， 所以他们看完电影了，那 Monica 跟 David 就离开了电影院。
Okay, so what's the next part of the plan? Well, Monica says we can walk to, is it Wangyou Valley? Is that?
Right.
Ah.
也就是忘忧谷，所以 Monica 这边就提议说，我们可以到忘忧谷那边去走一走。
So she wants to walk, but maybe David doesn't fancy walking so far. He says, let's take a taxi, okay?
好，所以 Monica 先提议要去忘忧谷，想要正面走一走。那 David 就提议说，那我们要不要搭计程车呢？所以当我们看到 let's 加上原形动词的时候，是在提议对方要不要我们一起去做某事。所以呢，后面记得哦，我们用的是原形动词，像是 let's go shopping together after work。我们下班之后一起去逛街购物，好不好？那如果呢，你是要建议不要一起做某事的话，那就是 let's not 后面加原形动词。For example, let's not watch this movie. It's too scary. 我们不要看这部电影，太可怕了。
Okay, let's give you another example sentence.
You just did.
Ah, great.
没错，所以呢 David 这边就说，那我们一起搭计程车好吗？
Okay, let's move on to the next part of the article.
Okay.
And we see they catch a taxi.
Catch.
In their hand? They must have big hands.
Oh,
It's not like that.
所以代表 catch 有别的意思咯，是什么呢？ Let's find out. Catch 这个动词呢，代表
赶上、搭乘。
那它的三态是 catch, caught, caught。那我们可以抓住、拦住什么东西呢？像是接一颗球 catch a ball， 抓一只虫子 catch a bug， 或者是呢 catch something 就是抓住、接住某个东西。那这边说的 catch a taxi， 我们要解释为拦下一台计程车。那还有一个很常见的用法就是 catch somebody's eye， 这代表的是抓住、吸引住某个人的目光。So for example, she caught my eye when she came in. 她进来的时候就吸引了我的目光。那单字例句给的是呢 I need to leave the house soon to catch the plane on time. 我得赶快离开家才能够准时搭上飞机。
Right, in a similar way, we can say catch a train, catch a ferry if it's a boat. I need to catch a plane, something like that.
那他们这边呢，拦下的是 a taxi or a cab 计程车。
So they get in the taxi or cab, and the taxi driver says, "Where can I take you?"
计程车司机就问他们啦，我可以带你们到哪里呢？也就是在问他们 Where are you going?
And Monica answers, Wangyou Valley, please.
麻烦你带我们到忘忧谷。
All right, the taxi driver kind of gives them some extra stuff. Taxi drivers like to talk with people, and he says there are some great views of the ocean there.
There are some great views. View 这个字代表景色、风景，所以呢，在那边有很棒的风景可以看。
Yeah, when we talk about a view, we're talking about the thing or things you can see, and we generally use it to mean something that's very beautiful or interesting or kind of impressive. Often you're standing up high and seeing a lot of stuff out there in front of you.
那边的景色景观呢是 Great views of the ocean， 也就是海洋景观。
Okay, the taxi driver adds, "You'll have fun hiking, but it's windy."
Have fun doing something 代表的是做某事很愉快，像是 We hope you have fun learning English with us。我们希望你跟我们一起学英文很愉快。那 taxi driver 计程车司机这边说呢 ，You'll have fun hiking。What does hiking mean? Let's find out. Hike 这个动词呢，代表远足、徒步旅行，或是说健行也可以。那 go hiking 就是去健行的意思。So how often do you go hiking？ 你多久会去健行一次呢？你的答案可能会是 I go hiking once a month， 我1个月去健行一次。那如果你是位健行者的话 You are a hiker， H-I-K-E 后面再加上 R 就可以了。那你去健行的时候可能会需要穿 hiking boots， 也就是所谓的健行靴。那单字例句给的是呢 Last weekend I went hiking in 阿里山 and enjoyed nature。 上周末我去阿里山健行，享受大自然。
So what do you think, Elsie? Where are some good places to go hiking?
Wow, there are a lot in Taiwan, such as Yangming Mountain,
Yeah, for
Elephant
sure.
Mountain,
Yes.
and how about Jiufen?
Yeah, I think
There's
so.
Teapot Mountain.
Right.
Yeah, in Jiufen.
I found a few quite cool places to go up. Kind of Malkong, you get off the gondola and walk up. I think you could even walk all the way to Shenkan if you wanted to.
Really? And there's a temple, right?
Yeah.
Not in Shenkan, but in the mountains.
Right,
in
yeah.
Malkong.
Dulan Mountain was a fun one I did.
Oh, 都兰山.
Okay. So the taxi driver says this hike, Wangyou Valley, is good, but it's windy.
OK， 所以代表 windy 这件事情是不太好的咯，因为它用一个 but 来连接出这样子的一个字。那 windy 什么意思？我们来看一下吧。Windy 这个形容词呢，代表多风的。那你会发现呢，它是由 wind 风这个字在字尾加上 y 组成的一个形容词。So for example, how's the weather? 天气怎么样啊？你可以回答说 It's windy， 风很大。那另外呢，如果天气是好的、晴朗的，你可以说 It's sunny。那如果是下雨的，你说 It's raining。如果是下雪的，你说 It's snowy。那什么是 It's foggy? F-O-G-G-Y。如果是 It's foggy， 代表雾很浓。那单字例句给的是呢 Make sure to wear a warm coat outside in the windy weather。 在风大的天气里面外出，一定要穿一件暖和的外套。
So windy days are good for drying clothes if you're hanging them up. They're good for flying a kite. You need some wind to do that. We just don't want the wind to be too strong, like a typhoon.
Right， 所以呢，风大的时候你可以晒衣服啦，或者是去放风筝，但是不要像台风 typhoon 风这么大就好了。那这边的建车司机说呢，你会觉得健行很好玩 ，but 但是风很大哦。
Right, so David is asking about this Wangyou Valley. He wants to know how long does it take to hike?
看到这样子的问句 how long 开头，在问的是时间多久。So for example, how long does it take to do something? 代表就是做某事要花多少时间。How long does it take for you to take a shower, Pat?
5-10 minutes if it's a quick one. Stick another 5 minutes on if I'm taking my time.
That's pretty fast. 好，那我们现在先进到 Matchbox 听讲师讲解 how long 的问句跟答句。
Magic Box。
大家好，不是学士，不是硕士，是我奇怪博士。大家呢都知道，拥有自尊魔法师称号的我呢，法力高强，可以穿梭在各个空间之中，还能够呢倒退时间，简直呢跟哆啦 A 梦一样好用。但是呢，你也许不知道，即便像我这般天资聪颖，我呢也是花了好长的时间修炼，才有今天的结果呢。很多人都问我 ，How long did you train to become a sorcerer？你花了多久时间训练才成为一位魔法师啊？但我知道呢，你现在更想问我 long 这个自我认识啊，不是在形容东西很长吗？ How long 是在问有多长吗？其实你这样说也没错，但不仅是东西的长短 ，how long 呢也可以用来问时间的长短咯。今天呢，我们就是要来学 how long 问时间长短的用法，表示多长时间，主要呢是用来询问做某件事情花了多少时间，我们呢就可以用 long 来表示多长的时间。例如咯，刚刚的问句 How long did you train to become a sorcerer？How long did you train to become a sorcerer? OK， 你花了多久时间训练才变成一位魔法师啊？ I spent many years learning to be a sorcerer. I spent many years learning to be a sorcerer. 哇，也是苦学多年才有现在的成就呢。所以呢，现在去哪里都好方便呐，哈哈哈！门一开，说走就走。但是呢，对你来说呢，可能就不是这样了。你上学呢，肯定还是要走路，或是骑脚踏车，甚至呢是要搭公车、搭捷运了。How long does it take to get to school from your home? How long does it take to get to school from your home? 从你家到学校要多久时间呢？It takes me about 10 minutes. 大概呢要花我10分钟的时间了。It takes me about 10 minutes. 最后呢，要来帮你复习一下了。How long 就可以用来询问做某件事情花了多久时间。用法呢非常简单，我们就是使用 how long 加上助动词加上主词再加上动词，问你做这个动作花了多久时间。而回答呢没有一定的句型哦，只要能够回答问题的都是好答句。什么？你问我 How long does it take for you to go from Taipei to Taichung? How long does it take for you to go from Taipei to 台中？我从台北到台中要多快？大概3秒吧。不信吗？不信的话就算啦。
You could also say, how long does it take to get from my home to the office? About 30 minutes. Here, though, the taxi driver says about an hour to do this hike.
OK， 所以 David 问说健行要花多久时间？那计程车司机回答说 about an hour， 大约1个小时。
Okay, so now we get some description to kind of explain this hike. At the valley, they look at the ocean, mountain, and fishing boats. And then we see they get in another taxi.
OK， 所以呢 at the valley， 这个 valley 指的就是山谷。哪一个山谷？忘忧谷这个地方。Look at 这个片语呢，代表看着或是朝点点点看过去。
Yeah, we tend to say look at for things that don't move, but watch for things that do move. You look at a painting, but you watch TV or watch a soccer game.
OK， 所以 look at 看过去的东西，它是静止不动的。那如果你是观赏，比如说观赏一场表演，观赏一场球赛，或是看电视，我们要用的是 watch。那这边呢，他们除了看海洋之外，还有看 mountain。这个是什么意思呢？我们来看一下吧。Mountain 指的就是山啦。那台湾的第一高峰最高的山是哪一座呢？就是玉山 Jade Mountain。那去爬山呢，我们可以说 climb a mountain 或者是 go mountain climbing. So for example, have you climbed the world's highest mountain? 你有没有爬过世界最高的山呢？那单字例句给的是In winter, you can see snow on the tops of the mountains. 在冬天你可以看到山顶上的雪。
Of course, Taiwan has many tall mountains, such as Jade Mountain, Yushan, right?
玉山，对。
And Snow Mountain, Xuishan.
雪山，没错。那在忘忧谷呢，他们看海、看山，还看了 fishing boats， 也就是渔船。然后他们又搭上了另外一台 taxi 计程车。
And Monica is talking to this taxi driver as well. And she says, excuse me, so very polite language. Where can we get some great food?
OK， 这边 Monica 就在问这个计程车司机说不好意思请问我们到哪边可以吃到好吃的食物呢？
And the taxi driver says, try the sausage and ooze crab soup at Miaokou Night Market.
基隆庙口夜市里面有 sausage， 有香肠。然后呢，这个 taxi driver 还说你们可以试试看。里面的香肠还有无忌螃蟹羹。
Of course, sausages are pretty common in night markets. Certainly, Shilin Night Market is famous for its sausages.
Right.
So this night market sounds like a good idea to David, certainly. And he says, let's stop there before we go back to Taipei.
那 David 就说啦，那我们回台北前先去那个地方吧。
Exactly. They'll go and get some snacks in, some food in, and then get the train or bus back. And that is all we have for today in our article. We'll leave them to head to the night market while Elsie and I go to today's review time activity.
Review time.
So we've got our drawing board out again, and this time we're going to actually do some drawing. Elsie and I are going to try and create a picture using the different word power words and other words from the last couple of articles. We'll add one part of the picture at a time. So Elsie, do you want to draw something on there first?
Okay, sure. So do I tell you what I'm drawing?
Oh, you can just draw it.
Okay.
I'm sure I'll figure it out. Okay, that's a nice easy one to start with. That is a couple of mountains.
Two mountains.
Two mountains. And of course, if you have two mountains, between them will be a
Valley.
valley. That's another one of today's words. So, okay, I'm going to draw a guy. He's going to stand on top of this mountain and he's going to look at the view.
看风景。
Okay, your
好。
turn to add something
好
else.
的。那我就画一个
Okay. Oh.
There's a car. Actually, it's a taxi.
Okay, put the little thing on top then.
Uh-huh.
All right, so our guy here, he caught a taxi. That's one of our
He
words.
called a taxi? 他打电话叫计程车。
Okay, but he might want to get down off that mountain because...
It's very windy.
Yeah, so I'm going to draw his hair kind of being, or her hair maybe, being blown back there. So that shows how windy it is.
Okay.
It's a windy day. That's one of our vocab word powers. Okay.
There's a taxi driver.
Right, he's down the bottom of the mountain.
Waiting for that guy, right?
Yep, sure.
So at the
or girl.
same time, he's eating something.
Oh, that's a sausage for
How do you
sure.
know that's sausage?
Well, I'm guessing it. I suppose it could be some kind of like big, long...
It's a sausage.
It's a sausage. What else can that be?
How?
Okay, over here then, I'm going to put some sort of water, I think. This mountain...
River?
Bigger.
Sea?
Bigger.
Ocean?
That's right. And to make sure we know it's an ocean, let's put a giant whale in there or something like that. There you go. Whales live in the ocean.
Is that a whale?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Most of it's under the water. You can't see it very well.
Okay.
Okay, I think we've pretty much filled up that.
Yes.
I'm going to write the word valley on here so we can
Such a
see.
beautiful picture.
Yeah, that's what a valley is, between those two mountains. Okay, I think that just about does it for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. For A+ English, I'm Pat.
I'm Elsie.
And we'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Discover Taiwan.
Monica and David's trip to Geelong. Warm-up question. What are your favorite foods at a night market?
Monica and David leave the theater.
We can walk to Wangyou Valley.
Let's take a taxi, okay?
They catch a taxi.
Where can I take you?
Wangyou Valley, please.
There are some great views of the ocean there. You will have fun hiking, but it's windy. How long does it take to hike? About an hour.
At the valley, they look at the ocean, mountain, and fishing boats. They get in another taxi.
Excuse me, where can we get some great food?
Try the sausage and ooze crab soup at Miaoko Night Market. Let's stop there before we go back to Taipei.
How long does it take to hike? How long is the hike? How much time will we spend hiking? Let's stop there before we go back to Taipei. Let's stop there first, then we can go back to Taipei. We can go there before we return to Taipei.
Word power. Catch, 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 caught, caught. I need to leave the house soon to catch the plane on time. I need to leave the house soon to catch the plane on time. Hike, hike, Last weekend, I went hiking in Alishan and enjoyed nature. Last weekend, I went hiking in Alishan and enjoyed nature. Windy, windy. Make sure to wear a warm coat outside in the windy weather. Make sure to wear a warm coat outside in the windy weather. Mountain, mountain. In winter, you can see snow on the tops of the mountains. In winter, you can see snow on the tops of the mountains.
认识字汇
View, view.
Sausage, sausage.